Five Nights at Freddy's is now playing in theaters and it's doing absolute business there. And when I mean business, I mean business because it had the biggest opening day for any video game movie of all time. And that counts the Super Mario Bros. Movie. It's not going to make as much money as the Mario movie because it's also on streaming on Peacock simultaneously. But it did have the biggest opening day, so that's definitely an accomplishment. And its $25 million budget already got overtaken. So now let's go into a bit of spoilers here, and I'm not gonna rant on about every single detail, but I just want to talk about the big things. And I feel like this movie got better on rewatch. I rewatched it on digital streaming, whatever, using a VPN because we don't have Peacock here in Canada. And I think it got a bit better, and I don't understand the hate for this movie. It's made by the fans, for the fans, and I think Cupcake did a lot more than all the other animatronics, but Josh Hutcherson as Mike Schmidt is the MVP of this movie. I mean, he was phenomenal here. I mean, he's by far the best part of the movie. He was charming and had the most emotional lines, but I don't know how I feel about the dream thing. It's both intriguing and interesting, while just being a kind of strange. I know this is connected to the lore and all that, and I'm not the biggest Five Nights at Freddy's fan, but I am a fan. So I kind of understood what they were trying to do there with like the blonde-haired kid, the kid's bodies inside of the animatronics, and there's not a lot of gore and blood in here. But the goriest scene I think was when Max died, when Freddy sliced her body in half. That was probably the goriest scene and probably one of my favorite scenes of the entire movie because it really showed what this franchise can do when it has that hard R rating, which this movie didn't have, but there was a couple scenes that kind of felt like it. But overall, it kind of did feel tame at times because the franchise as a whole is quite dark. I mean, if you've seen the VHS tapes, you know how dark this franchise can really get with story and lore, and I really do want them to explore that in the sequels, but I don't think they're gonna because if this franchise wants to be profitable, it has to appeal to kids and adults alike, and I think that's what this movie did, though there's a lot of people not liking it, which I guess fair enough. I don't agree with their opinions, but I can get where they're coming from. But to me, this was a really fun time, and I really did enjoy it. Getting into more spoilers, Vanessa was a great character. I mean, I didn't expect her to be that interesting because I didn't know a lot about her when going into this film. But I feel like the actress, Elizabeth Lail, I think, she was in the movie Countdown from a couple years ago. That was a fine movie, I suppose. And she did a really good job here. I mean, she was like a police officer while being, the daughter of our main villain here, William Afton. That wasn't revealed to us until like midway through, but we kind of already knew. If you're a fan of this franchise of any sorts, of like any length or whatever, you knew that was going to be like a plot twist or whatever. But William Afton, it was kind of obvious that was the clerk or the owner of the shop, Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria. It was pretty obvious that was going to be the villain of the story. So, it wasn't really a twist. It was very predictable. And yeah, she got stabbed at the end. I don't know how she survived, but this is Five Nights at Freddy's. Nothing really makes sense. But she got stabbed by like a huge knife. It's a miracle that she survived, but again, plot armor galore. And Abby, let's talk about Abby. She was interesting. I mean, intriguing. It was a good written character while not doing anything groundbreaking. And for someone who, I think this is her first acting performance at like age 7 or something, it's a good performance. I mean, I liked it. She was part of the emotional core as well, along with Josh Hutcherson's Mike Schmidt, and they were both good in the film. I enjoyed her, and she was entertaining. She was fun, and she was charming enough. I forgot the brother's name, but there was a brother with them, and that was like the core of the movie. That's what Mike Schmidt was like. I don't know why I call him Mike Schmidt. I don't know why I used the last name as well. But that was what he was trying to uncover and who killed him. And it turned out to be William Afton's Springtrap. I thought that suit looked amazing. But again, the animatronics did not do much in the grand scheme of things. I think Cupcake's attacks and Balloon Boy, the little Balloon Boy, little figurine that kept scaring people and jump scaring people there, I thought those were more scary than the actual animatronics of Freddy, Bonnie, Chica, and Foxy. Like, I'm not even joking. I got more jump scared with Balloon Boy than the animatronics. We got Matt Pat in here. We got Corey X Kenshin. We got YouTuber cameos, and Markiplier was actually supposed to be the security guard at the start of the movie. That was definitely entertaining and intriguing. I don't know why I keep using those words. Those aren't fit for this situation here, but they were nice to see. I mean, I grew up watching their walkthroughs of these games, so they were really nice to see and delight. Overall, I had a blast with this movie. It's not great by any means, but it's still a really fun time, and you should definitely check it out in theaters.